I think I'm starting to get a general idea of how I want to do these videos. Now, I'm just gonna label this as the introduction part. I'm just gonna basically split it up into three parts. So I was looking at some of the comments from my last weapon review, which was the Elo's hammer, and I was like, all right, I get what people like, what they want to see. And some people also suggest combos, so now I'm like, okay, I have a general idea of how I want to do this. So I'm just gonna label it off into three parts. The first part here is basically just me explaining what I'm about to talk about. So I guess the introduction. Then the second part after that would be the moveset for the weapon. And the third part from that point on, I guess, is just combos that you can do with the weapon. And not even combos, I guess some strategies on top of that. Well, it's not really strategies, it's just more like how the weapon works / functions. So that's what, yeah, I'm just gonna keep on calling it strategies. But yeah, welcome to another video. I'm sure that you clicked on it because you saw the title, but I'm doing a weapon review on Kiribachi, everyone's favorite, one of my favorite weapons on top of that. Yeah, it's just a weapon review on Kiribachi. It's a really cool weapon. I honestly love it, which I just now said, but I feel like I have to say it again because I really like this weapon. But yeah, let me not waste any time and get straight into the weapon. I think I'm gonna head over to Marine Ford first. Yeah, let me do that actually. Okay, so I'm finally over here at Marine Ford. I set my spawn and everything, and I'm gonna jump straight into the moveset for Kiribachi. Now, you can see it right here. It's pretty simple. You have two. I didn't mean to press that. You have two skills. So I'll start off with the first one, Kiribachi Smash. You just hold the sword over your head, then you come down and you do a smash on the floor like it states. That's the guard break for Kiribachi. I'm sure that you knew that because this weapon has been inside the game since update 0, like it was initially there on release. But just in case you didn't, I'll show it again to you. You hold the sword above your head, then you do a guard break. Like the rocks on the floor, that is what shows the hitbox for the weapon. It shows that for every single weapon that has a hitbox like that. So if I was to use light kick, the rocks right there on the floor would show how big the AoE is for the skill. But yeah, Kiribachi Smash is the guard break. And the second skill on Kiribachi is Kiribachi Frenzy. Now, this one's mouse aim, so if I'm looking straight, it's gonna go this way. If I turn, it's gonna go this way. As you can see though, it's just a nice little frenzy. It does a lot of damage depending on your stats. Mine, personally, that's 13. But yeah, that's Kiribachi 2 skills. I'll do it again. Frenzy, where you just basically go in a frenzy around your opponent, which you have to aim in with your mouse. And Kiribachi Smash, the guard break that just slams on the floor. Alright, so now some strategies. Well, not really strategies because I'm going to be having clips played on the screen while I talk over it about Kiribachi. Honestly, this weapon, like, it's really just beautiful. I honestly love this weapon so much, and I'm sure that, as you can see from my PvP matches, it was very easy for me to like not lose with this weapon. I feel like if you use this weapon and you know what you're doing, you can realistically win majority of your matches because it's honestly such a strong weapon that you can just pressure your opponent without any drawback due to your cooldowns basically being so low. Like the cooldown on Kiribachi Smash, I think is actually, I'll just count it right now. Alright, the cooldown on Kiribachi Smash that I counted is only anywhere from 13 to 15 seconds. I don't know if I'm right, so don't quote me fully on that. But 13 to 15 seconds, that probably does sound like a lot in a fight, but if you're just, you can honestly just GPO for that amount of time, or you can just play it smart and strategically back up from your opponent. So having a 13-second cooldown on a nice, like a decently sized AoE guard break skill is honestly really helpful because you can just pressure your opponent with that. And Frenzy, some people are able to block the whole thing. You should be able to, depending on how much points you have into defense. But Frenzy, if you let this weapon touch you, especially with my stats, my Frenzy does 13 damage per hit. So I don't really think that you're gonna do that. But here, I'm gonna show you how much both of the skills do with my stats. Kiribachi Smash. Oh, PvP pads are on. So don't worry about that. Kiribachi Frenzy for me like I said, I do 13 per hit. So as you saw, I think the hit marker said that it hits 21 or 22 times. I don't know because I started M1ing after it. But 22 hits for 13 damage. I'm gonna put the answer up on the screen, but I'm just gonna guess anywhere that's within like the range of 200 to 300 damage. I'm not the best at math, but I have the answer up on the screen. And then you have Kiribachi Smash. Mine does 63 damage, but like I said, you're not really using this skill for the damage. You're using it because it's a guard break. So if your opponent's just blocking, which I'm sure that you can see from my clips up on the screen right now, if your opponent's just blocking, you can easily just go over to them, use this skill, guard break them, then start up a combo. Now, I'm sure that Kiribachi Smash actually pushes your opponent back after you guard break them, so you do have to be fast enough to catch up to them and do your combo, or you can just use a skill that has a decent amount of range and just punish them for, you know, getting guard broken. But yeah, I'll put my stats up on the screen right now. As you can see, I have 305 into sword because I like to do a decent amount of M1 damage. I do 29 per hit. I have a 13 damaging frenzy and it hits 18 or 22 times. And I have 20 into Rokushiki because all I really need is Soru and Tekai, even though I can't use Soru. 300 defense because I like to be over 1k HP, and 150 stamina because I don't really use that much skills at first. Now, if you copy my exact build for Pika and Kiribachi, you're going to be doing 13 per frenzy, and your smash is 63, but you're not really here for damage. You're here for being able to just punish your opponent and force them into a corner where they can't really do anything. And that's honestly perfect with Kiribachi because that's just what it really specializes in. Now, as you can see from the clips up on the screen, I don't think I lost any matches, or I probably lost one while I was using this weapon. I have a pretty decent combo with it, but before we get to that, I want to talk about Kiribachi Frenzy a little bit more. I'm going to show you right here, but whenever you're using the skill, right when it's done, you can M1 instantly. So what I'm basically trying to tell you about Kiribachi Frenzy is that after you're done using it, there's no end left. Which means, realistically, let me try it out on this NPC. I can do Kiribachi Frenzy on this NPC, then I can switch over and do Light Kick. Now, that has a chance to get PB'd. It just depends on the type of player that you're fighting. But if you're really fast with it and you're able to just do Frenzy, you can even do Light Lunge so that just in case they are blocking, you guard break them. Or you could just do Light Kick like what I did. But as you can see, like there's literally no end lag on Kiribachi Frenzy at the end of it. So even if you don't have Pika, you can just use a skill that's a nice combo finisher and get easy damage off. Or you can start up a whole nother M1 chain, which is what I do recommend that you do. And besides that, there's not really any strategy for Kiribachi Smash because, like I said before, when you block break them with it, I'm like positive that they get pushed back a little bit. So all you really have to do is just be fast on your feet and get over to them in the amount of time that they're guard broken. But yeah, a combo for this weapon, I'm not going to say that there isn't any, but it's not really a weapon that you could use to combo extend or anything. But like a quick tip that I know with Kiribachi is that you can do 5 M1s, and then if you GPO, you can just do Kiribachi Smash on the floor. Now, when I say 5 M1s to GPO, like you gotta GPO quick and have the animation up inside the air. And just in case you don't know that, you actually can use the skill mid-air, but once you hit the floor, that's when it will actually do the slam down. I'm gonna show you right here with Kiribachi Smash. Yeah, as you saw, I had the animation up inside the air. I feel like everybody who uses Kiribachi knew that, so that's not really a secret or anything, but just in case you didn't know, you can do that with Kiribachi. You can also do it with Elo's Hammer. So that's a good way. I don't know if you could do it with Frenzy. Let me try it out right now. Yeah, I'll probably mess it up, but I don't think you can. But you shouldn't be trying to do that. Just in case you forgot the combo though, I'll say it again. Just do 5 M1s into a quick GPO Kiribachi Smash. If if your opponent is blocking, then you guard break them, because Kiribachi smashes the guard break. So it's honestly just a really good combo ender if you're fast on your feet. But if somebody has Goro or Pika or Bomb, or basically any fruit that has a custom Q dash, they might be able to get out of it. It just depends on how fast the person that you're fighting is and their reaction time to you fighting them. But besides that though, Kiribachi is honestly is just a solid weapon. You do have to know what you're doing to use it, I would say, but it's not like it takes the largest amount of work. It's kind of straight simple. You use Smash when somebody's blocking to punish them, and you use Frenzy right after the guard break to get off free damage. If you do hit Kiribachi Smash and they didn't get pushed back far enough to the point where you can't continue doing a combo on them, I do recommend that you do Frenzy, because it's free damage and there's no end lag at the end of it, so you can easily just punish your opponent for getting block broken and take off a lot of their HP. Besides all of that though, I am going to list a pro and a con. There really isn't that much to me, and you can call these a pro and a con, but for the con, it's not really like a con. I think it's just for balancing purposes. But I feel like everybody who uses Kiribachi realizes this one. It's the attacking speed with Kiribachi. I'm sure it's the slowest weapon inside the game when you M1, because sometimes, well, I'm sure you probably saw it inside the clips if you're actually watching the video, but whenever you're M1ing with Kiribachi, they sometimes just slip out your M1s because they're slow. Well, not slow, but there's just not enough hits done on your M1s to keep them inside the combo that long. Especially with the new PvP system that got added in update 3, which is when I'm making this video, you're now able to block during somebody's M1s. So it's like, if you really want to hit off a full combo with Kiribachi, you can't do all of that M1 jump type of stuff. You really have to just hit all 5 of your M1s and do what you want to do next. You can't do all of that. I'm a GPO a lot of times come down M1 you, because they're most likely not going to still be inside the M1 chain, or there just won't be enough stun and they'll be able to hit you while you're M1ing, which will probably get you annoyed, and I don't blame you, because I got punished for trying to do the same thing inside the clips, which you are most likely seeing right now. But yeah, you really have to just get off your M1 chain and do what you want to do next. The attacking speed though, or striking speed, whichever one you want to call it, it's not the worst to me. I feel like some people heavily underrate it, or just say that it's terrible, but it definitely is the slowest out of all the weapons inside the game at the moment. But that's the only con. The pro, I would say, for this weapon is that the range on it. You can use Kiribachi, let's say that I was using Black Leg. I can just do one M1 with Kiribachi, switch over to Black Leg, and I'll have enough time to continue doing my full combo with Black Leg, and I just use the range of Kiribachi. Now, that's really good, and I highly recommend that you do that if you are using Black Leg. You should still get this weapon. Grinding Arlong should be a lot easier on top of that, because the new level cap is 325, and Arlong's like a level, 105 boss or something. It's not really that hard. But I do feel like if you're using Black Leg, you should go for Kiribachi. You can just use the range to your advantage, since this probably is the most ranged weapon. It's either this or Bicento. But you can just use this range to your advantage to get off an easy Black Leg combo. So yeah, those are my pros and cons for Kiribachi. Besides that though, I think that I'm ready to go to the conclusion and what I fully think about this weapon. So yeah, for the conclusion part on Kiribachi, if you're asking me to rate this weapon out of 10, me personally, I'm honestly giving this weapon an 8 out of 10, or you can even say 9 out of 10. I honestly just love this weapon. I like to look at it because it looks clean even inside the daytime. I'm not going to get too deep into detail like I'm some artistic person or something, but I just like the way that, the light shines off the teeth on the sword, and it just looks cool. It's just blades on a sharp metal stick. just looks so clean on top of that, especially for being an update 0 weapon. But yeah, Kiribachi, I give it an 8 out of 10. You have a guard break, you have a friendly skill. You can, it's not the hardest to use. If you just know what you're doing in PvP, you can use them. I try to give you some combos for it. You can get creative and try to find out your own stuff. What I'm saying though is, I don't think that there's hyper armor when you're using Smash. So if you get hit while using Kiribachi Smash, you might just get taken out the animation and your skill will go on cooldown. Don't quote me on that. I can't test that right now because I don't have anybody with me. Actually, let me go do that right now. Yeah, as you just now saw inside that clip, there is no hyper armor on Kiribachi Smash. But look, if you start off a frenzy, I mean, I feel like everybody knew that. Yeah, it's just you can hit the whole frenzy if you start it up and they get caught in it. But there is no hyper armor on Kiribachi Smash, so do be careful when you're using that skill. I recommend that you should only use it when you know that you're guaranteed going to guard break them and that you can get it off. It can be risky and try and hold it for too long, but if your opponent is obviously not going to get hit by it, just let the skill go. Even though it'll go on cooldown, it's faster than you just holding it, standing there, asking to get hit with like a Magu fist or a Pika kick, a light kick, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's my final thoughts on Kiribachi. I did record this earlier, but I feel like I wanted to redo it because I wasn't clear enough when I was speaking. So yeah, let me know what you think about Kiribachi. Like I said before, I honestly love this weapon. It's one of my favorites to use, one of my favorites to just look at in general. Like, it's all around just a good weapon. You can still use it in Update 3 and do as good as you would with any other weapon. Not Trident. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching this video.